Hi, I'm Kevin Gilbert from Gilbert's Fine Food in Dunedin. Today we're going to be making trenchers. Long ago, back in medieval times, a trencher was made on a loaf of bread. The bread acted as the plate, and then the salads and meats and stuff were put on top of that. We're going to be using two different types of bread. Here I've got an Otaki Sourdough, and that's going to be going with a wonderful piece of venison from down south. And then I've also got our own creation, which is a Briatta, which is a cross between ciabatta and a brioche, and that's going to be going with the wild duck. Let's get cooking. This duck is wild duck from around Canterbury Way. The first thing, divide the breast in two, because ducks come with two breasts. Put them into a cold pan, and over a medium-ish heat, that pan slowly heats up, and what that's going to do is it's going to start slowly rendering some of that fat out, and the skin starts to almost fry in the fat, so you get this wonderful crispy skin going on. What's going to be going with both the meats is a salad. Now, you don't have to follow this salad, you can do any salad you like. What I've done here though is one that'll go with both. So I've used bok choy, I've also got in some red cabbage in there, I've got some tomato, I've also got in there some red capsicum. Let's look back at the duck, because I can just hear it starting to sizzle now. The amount of fat that is rendered out of that means that everything else is just cooking. It's not dry frying, it's shallow frying, if that. The duck is now cooked, the skin has gone crispy, and we've turned that over. Just need to take it out, and I'm going to plonk it onto some paper towels just to soak up some of that excess fat. Now I'm going to cook the venison. So I just need to season that. Be liberal with the salt and some pepper as well. If you've got freshly ground pepper, go for a wee bit of a rub in, and then that venison goes into the duck fat and just sits there and does its thing. As your meat is cooking, it's a good idea to keep it moist and to keep basting it. When I've got duck fat in the pan, I like to use that and just spoon some of those beautifully flavoured juices over the top of the meat. So this venison is looking pretty much done. I'm just going to give it one final bake, and then heat goes off, and out comes the meat, and straight on to some more towel just to soak up some of those juices. And in the meantime, we've just got to let these relax. What's happening is you're letting all the muscle fibres relax and the juices start being retained in the meat. So while those rest, let's get started on the bread. We've got two different types here, both of which are available at Gilbert's Fine Food. And I'll start with this one. This is the Briatta. It's our own creation, and it's a blend of ciabatta and brioche. So the brioche adds that richness and the softness to the loaf, and that's going to go with the duck. So to start with, we're just going to cut that hemispherically all along the side there. And then we've got this wonderful crumb on the inside, and that's nice and soft, which is going to go beautifully with our duck. And the other one we've got is this one, another one of our own creations, and this is our Otaki loaf. And again, I'm going to cut it into slices lengthwise, but it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to cut it into 3. And there we go. Then we've got a second wonderful piece of sourdough here. The next thing I'm going to do is going to cut up the meat to go on top of the trencher. I'm going to start with the duck, and I'm just going to cut it into slices. Don't cut too thick. They don't want a big hunk of meat to be chewing on, they just want to have this lovely delicate morsel of duck breast. And again, the same rule applies here. Don't cut too thickly. You want nice thin slices of meat. We just need to quickly finish the salad, and for that, put on the dressing. This is one I've made using sherry vinegar, some oil, and a wee bit of mayonnaise. Now when you're dressing salads, you don't want them to be too wet, you just want to get a wee bit of a shine. So with the venison, get your hands in there, run the salad along the top. Now I'm going to be jazzing up the salad for the duck. I'm going to add some spring onions and some walnuts just to give a bit more of an Asian feel to it. A wee sprinkling of those. And again, get your hands involved and run the salad down the loaf. All we need now is the meat. The duck, just lie it along the top. And then with the venison, same thing. Just put the meat on, pile it on there, and don't forget, you don't need to dry any of this off because you're wanting those juices to filter down and to soak in to the bread. And there we go. That's an easy way of making trenchers. We've got venison, on the Otaki sourdough, and we've got duck on the Briatta loaf. And that's Sunday lunch sorted for you right there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.